Hello, speakers. Welcome to Speak Out Club. Welcome to my podcast called Confidence Talks, where we learn how to speak confidently from real speakers who have done it over and over again and who are direct speakers, entrepreneurs, and a lot more. So they have mastered the art of public speaking through them. And it is my promise to you that every single episode is going to be extra special because everybody, whoever I call, is like an excellent speaker. Like you have a lot to learn from them. And today, the lady whom I have invited is an extraordinary. She is very powerful. She is a very powerful lady. Because she is a TEDx speaker, she has around 7+ experience in the field of career coaching. She has a rich experience of 7 years as a career coach. Yes, she has coached and trained more than 2,000 people within this span of time. She believes that what all you have in your life today is a result of all actions which you have taken or not taken. That was, I really like that. And she was featured on India Today as the top 6 emerging Indian women personalities. Please do watch her TED Talk called Bouncing Back in the Fear of Adversity. She has also co-authored a book called Mindful Parenting. So put your hands together, guys, for Mansi Gupta. Mansi, welcome to my podcast, and I'm really glad to have you here. I'm really grateful to have you here, and I'm really glad. So let's get started. And my first question would be, Mansi, like, what made you choose career coaching? So, what is your story?
Mhm. First of all, thank you so much, Priyankini, for having me here. It's a pleasure to be on your podcast. And yes, just to be with like-minded people and share ideas, it's absolutely a pleasure. You asked me why career coaching. So my backstory is pretty long, and it wasn't from day one that I was like, okay, this is what I want to do. Uh, I started off my career in corporates, and I worked in some corporates such as Citibank with their home loans and GE Money. And over time, I realized that there were times when I feel that I'm a career leadership coach, right, a career growth coach, and I realized that even during that time, there's so many of us. Sometimes even me, I felt that we were not recognized for our leadership skills or the due that we were supposed to get because we were not effectively communicating it. There were certain things that we talk about, much talked about things which I now teach as a part of my coaching and to my clients. It's like networking, your personal branding, and what leadership is all about. It's actually just not a position. Yeah. Even in an individual role, you can still be a leader. How to effectively communicate what you do. So that is the kind of journey it has been. And when I realized I was handling teams, when I realized that, it is when I'm with my team, coaching them, mentoring them, which is what really gives me joy. So I said, then that is when I started searching for something else. I took a sabbatical. There's been a, like, if I tell you what I've tried so many niches, it's also taken me time to come onto this. I'm a CETA certified communication skills trainer. I'm an IELTS examiner with the British Council. I am a parenting coach. But this is what my niche is actually now, and this is what I do. So I'd say again, just connect the dots. I know I've done so many things, but everything makes me a better coach. Where I actually can help my clients to get to the next level, to live their unlived life is what we talk about, to take the next big leap. And what I've done is it all kind of helps me to do that. So yeah, that's what it is all about.
That's so nice. That's a good purpose. And I mean, I can see it on your face, like how passionate you are in helping these clients, yeah, with these things. And
Yes,
the second question is,
absolutely.
Mansi, so what were the 3 challenges which you have faced? The top three, obviously, we face, it's a journey, right? We keep facing challenges.
Yes, yes,
Which
yes,
were the
absolutely.
challenges which you faced, to reach a position where you are right now, like training and coaching a lot of people, right? Because so the objective behind asking you this question is, I believe that, when you face and overcome 100 challenges, you become 100%, so 100 times more confident, right? As the whole podcast is revolving around confidence, so I just want to know,
Yes.
three challenges with you.
Yeah, so I think this question is so it's such a perfect question, Priyankini, because when you're in this on this self growth journey, when you're on this growth path, there are many challenges. In fact, all of us face so many challenges otherwise. But yes, for an entrepreneur or for when you're setting out in this journey, very important. And as you said, yeah, there've been many, but the top three that I feel that I faced, and many of us would resonate. Many people would resonate with that is when you're building something, when you're because you're completely it's you're becoming version 2 in the process. There is so much of overwhelm because there is so much to do. And so I was in a corporate job. It was very simple in terms of you go at a certain time, you come back at a certain time, then you switch off. There's nothing much. Your Saturday Sundays are yours. There is. But I was just thinking, and I've talked to some of my coach friends as well. I said, we never switch off. You're always thinking what next, what to do. Sometimes you're also the work-life balance. You really have to take care of them, take care of that. And then there is a lot of overwhelm. Where what I say is because there's so much to do. So that is one of the challenges which I've learned to kind of manage. It's always work in progress, I feel. And manage how? Because you do so much of inner work. There's certain practices you'll be doing. Meditation is much talked about, but it absolutely works like magic. uh, then yes, there is and how do you eat an elephant, Priyankini? If you eat an elephant, how would you eat an elephant? Tell me, how would you go about it? It's an elephant, right? What we're trying to build here, something big. So, but you have to eat it one bite at a time. That's what you'll do. And eventually you will eat the entire elephant. So it is one step at a time. Don't have to do everything today. It is as you said, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon, it's a journey. So it's all right. Better each day. Thora karo, roz karo, karna hai. Action is no matter how you feel, just do it. And I think that's the best way to tackle anything. Karm karo, as Bhagavad Gita also says and teaches us, karm karna hai. uh, be detached from the result, because then you become a little emotional and you need to manage it takes time. I mean, it might sound like gyan, but it works. And yeah, that's challenge number one. The second thing that I many a times felt, and it's still happening, and sometimes you feel a little bad about it, is you to let go of many things when you're on this journey. When I say letting go of your comfort zone, letting go of your thought process, you have to unlearn many things, letting go of people. Because, there'll be many, many friends who you still, you're like, you've grown up with them, but now it's like you're a different person altogether. And they've not grown the way you've grown, or they are where they are, and your thought process has changed. There's still love. It's not that you might go to them for certain things. You might see that happening in your family as well. But of course, you don't let go of your family. You can't do that. But there will be things. So that is one thing. The sooner you learn it, I think the better it is. So that's one thing. Again, I felt that was a challenge, because now you're fine with it. You're like, okay, fine. You're vibrating at a different frequency altogether. So I do believe in vibrational frequencies. You get what you get when you're vibrating at that a certain frequency. Radio Mirchi अगर एक certain 91.5 पे है, या जो भी उसका frequency है, अगर तो आप you can't be listening to a 98.6. उसके लिए आपको दूसरी tuning आपकी पढ़नी पड़ेगी. So that's what it's all about. It's basic logic if you think about it. The third thing that I feel is that initially you do seek a lot of, there's a lot of, am I doing it right? Should it be this way? Should it be that way? You pick yourself a lot. You're really hard on yourself. You're your biggest critique. Baki bole ya na bole, but you're just giving yourself such a hard time. And that's where we have self-love, right? So if you ask me, who do you love the most? At this moment, without guilt free, I'll say I love myself the most. Of course, my son, my family, my husband are all very important. And it's not that it varies, right? But it's not that if there's something that I need to do for myself, for my mental peace. If I have to go for a run, I will prioritize my needs, not ignoring everybody else, but I will prioritize. Maybe a few years back, I would not have done that. I'd really kick myself. There would be, so that is what you do. Setting boundaries is a part of self love. That's what you start doing. You are less hard on yourself. You seek less validations on this journey. When you're out there, you're building something again. There is also a lot of validation that you seek initially. So, I know I'm bringing up a lot of points, but I feel they're all interlinked, and this is something that we all face. Yeah, so these are the top three for me. There are many more, but yeah, the list keeps, you keep adding some, you keep removing some as time goes by. But yeah, those are the three I'd like to talk about at this moment.
Like eye openers for me. I would like to, talk about the takeaways which I had from whatever you have spoken. So the first one, I really connect to the point when you said, what next? Okay, so when you start off in your journey of entrepreneurship, like you have a lot of things to do, and it's like your baby. Like you had to be there 24 hours, whenever it needs you, right? Because which is completely different from being in a corporate job wherein, you have, like, it's very simple because you are put into a routine. You need to do a
Yes.
particular, it's like a rat race, everybody's doing that, I'm doing that, I'm enjoying my Saturday, Sunday. But
Yeah.
this is different, like you have to
Yes.
literally, like, so what I think is, like, when your purpose is very big, these things doesn't matter. And but people around
Yes.
you, they look at you like working like hell, and sometimes, you feel that, I'm not meant for this, right? So I have
Hmm.
also gone through the same phase. And second
Yes.
thing,
Yes.
one the in the first point itself, you told one thing, like get detached from the goal, right? I also believe a lot, because what happens is when you are so much attached to one particular goal, even if you break it into certain steps and you keep a smaller goal and you put your 100%, you don't reach there, you seriously feel really bad, so
Yes.
like that, I also listen to a lot of attraction, content
Hmm.
on YouTube, and I really believe in the energy, the frequency, where when you work on
Yes.
yourself to get to a different level, right? So I am just, like, putting in the efforts and not expecting the results. So I have gotten used to it, and it's very important because, see, it's not like you're just working, you're not seeing any results. Results do come, but the universe
I know.
knows
Hmm.
the correct time and when you need it, right? And see,
Yes.
money is not everything, right? In terms of a lot of things, like your clients, are so happy. They're saying that, okay, ma'am, where I
Yes.
am, I am today because of you. I think that's beyond money, right?
Yes.
And
Yes. Yes. I agree.
things that just you have to keep your eyes open. A lot of signals the universe sends that, okay, you are going right, right? So I really
Yeah.
connect to that. And second one, yes, letting go. This was the, I think, hardest thing ever, right?
Hmm.
Because definitely you have to let go of people who are really toxic for you, and which
Yes.
I realized, I mean, a lot of time I wasted because I was connected to people who were actually, feeding in wrong things to my mind, right? And
Hmm.
that is so true, which you said that when we tune into a different level of frequency, the people don't understand you. You are all alone in this journey, right? I mean, like, I was at a point wherein, my sister doesn't believe in me. My husband doesn't believe. Oh my God, how is this happening? Right? Like, and I used to feel so bad. But yes, that was also a journey, and I have reached to a point now wherein it doesn't matter, right?
It
Like,
doesn't
whether
matter.
somebody
Yes.
doesn't believe. So
Absolutely.
I think that's a signal that, I mean, you are, like changing your state, your vibrational state. So because they
Absolutely.
are there and they will be there, right? So it's not their mistake because they haven't seen you in this form ever in their life, right? So it's difficult for them to believe, right, in you, that okay, this is who you are. Because even now, because I think it's a very big taboo in the Indian society that every success is measured with money, right? The kind of money you make.
Yes.
But
True.
that is when every, so like, that is something people take it as a success, right? But for me, I think every step, every small action which I take is a success to me, right? But the people, they will not understand, and you have to,
Beautiful. Yeah.
yeah, you have to be mentally prepared that you will be alone in this journey for sure. And the biggest
Yes. Yes.
resistance will come from your closest people, right? Like the blood,
That's true.
especially the blood relationship in your husband and your
Yeah.
kids. I understood this and this, and now I think I'm like completely free. Like so, that was
Yeah.
what I really.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and the last one also is very important because self judgment. Oh my God! Like I think these
Mm.
platforms and every other social,
Yes.
they are earning a huge amount of money
Yes.
because of this thing, right? Like
Absolutely.
we seek self validation, not only self validation, but when I started off my journey, like I always used to ask the people around me, like, am I right? Am I wrong? Am I going right? So it
Yeah.
questions self doubt. I mean, a lot of things like
Yes.
you just question yourself a lot, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah,
True
so
that, Priyankini. Yeah.
yeah. And coming into the next question, that is the biggest one, which my audience, my speakers are waiting to know, that how to get rid of the fear of public speaking.
Oh, so that's a very interesting question. I'll tell you why. Because I think so many of us, in fact, majority of the people are like really scared, shit scared of going on stage and speaking in front of the public. And it's I think it's a skill, first of all. You're not a born public speaker. You're not born like to go on stage and rock it. Some people are, but it's a skill and it can be learned. So that's, I think, it's a breather. Everybody should actually do, because you can learn this skill. And so we are only born with one fear, which is the fear of falling. Otherwise, all other fears are acquired. So you ask, how do we get rid of the fear of public speaking? By speaking in public. That's how you get rid of it. Because, so practice, practice, and practice. All the wonderful public speakers, PM Modi, one of the most amazing speakers and orators that we see, they practice. Every pause, every full stop. That's what you do. Some people have to practice more. Some people have to practice perhaps less, but that's all right. So the more you do it, the better you become. And I feel, still, even so, I really enjoy being on stage. So I kind of, the audience gives, the live audience gives me that energy. But I'd be lying if I say no butterflies in my stomach when I go on stage. It is, yeah, of course you do. That you're putting yourself out there. You're feeling so vulnerable, right? You don't want to make mistakes. See, but it's all right also to make mistakes. You don't want to. That's not the intention. Don't go with the intention of saying, okay, zarur kuch gadbad hogi. Kuch gadbad nahi hogi. Just be yourself. Enjoy the process. And that's all right. Even if kuch idhar udhar ho bhi jata hai, that's all right. The, you can actually take it in your stride. And how does that happen? uh, Again, by doing it, by practicing. So for me, I've been on many stages. I've done training, so I'm there. I'm out there. But when I went for my TED, because it's such a big platform, and I was like, okay, I hope. I knew that once I'll started, I'll enjoy myself. Everything will be fine. But one thing kept playing in my head. I said, I practiced a lot. I Obviously, because there's so much at stake, and that stage demands that respect. But I was like, I hope I don't forget. I hope I don't forget anything. And I knew even if I forget, I can always, you're not mugging it up really everything. You're taking it you're just playing it by the ear. But so this is how past messages or past experiences play on your head. Something in school, long time back, I was on stage, some topic, mom is the boss or dad is the boss in the house. I had to speak for a minute. 30 seconds, and I was like, what the hell? I go yap 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 all the time, and you can see me now. But
Mhm.
because I've been doing it, I'm fine. I enjoy it. There's nothing. But then something comes up, so I was like, okay, forget it. It's not going to happen. So yeah, how? I practice some more. I practice a little more. I said, okay, fine. So the fear of public speaking will only go by speaking in public. You don't have to keep thinking about it. You have to go and do it. It's all right if you make a mistake. It's nobody's going to kill you. It's not a matter of life and death. People, in fact, vulnerable, if you're vulnerable or if you're showing that fear, it's actually, I think it's you being very courageous about it. Acknowledge it. It's all right, and practice, practice, and practice. Just it'll become like breathing. It'll become like that. Somebody wakes you up and says, and you'll just be blurting it out. So yeah, that's what I'd say.
Thank you so much for this, Mansi. Yeah, so it's all practice. That's what even I believe. Because it's like any other fear, right? Now, whatever you're fearful of, you just have to go and face the fear, and the only way to do it is to go and
Absolutely.
do it, right? So, like for
Absolutely.
example, if I'm very much, fearful about any adventurous sport like paragliding, or maybe like
Yes.
I'm really afraid of river rafting, and I make sure that I'll do it once at least in my life, right? So just go and do it, and
Awesome.
the fear is gone. The
Yeah.
same thing as Mansi said
Absolutely.
here, that if you are fearful of public speaking, do it again and again, over and over again. When you do it, I think your fear is gone, right? And one more thing, which she said, yeah, it's all right to be nervous. It's okay to be fearful on stage, and as I have met different TEDx speakers in this platform, and I have talked to them. I mean, even if they have like 10 years, 15 years of experience, they had been into TEDx for like 3 times, 5 times, but still
Mhm.
they feel nervous. Although maybe the span is
Yes.
little less, but that I think it's naturally, public speaking is naturally made like that. That okay, you face the public, and
Yeah.
for a few seconds you get some jitteries in your stomach, and that's absolutely okay, and it will go.
Yes.
Right. So I really like one thing which I relate to. Just recently before you, I was talking to one person on this podcast, Colonel Rohit Mishra. He said that when you go onto the stage, you have to be a Rajnikant. You have to be your own hero. Like you have to feel good about
Yeah.
yourself, right? So
Absolutely. Well done. Well said.
yeah, because like if you don't feel good about yourself, if that low self-esteem is there, so that will be reflected very clearly on your face, right? So feel good
Absolutely.
about yourself and do your good. So yes, it's like things are very simple. So, what I tell my clients is you make it big in your own mind, right? It's not that big, right? You just have to practice and
I
do it.
agree. True. And Priyankini, actually, I love this thing that you shared right now, beyond Rajnikant. I feel also that, you can do anything that you want to do. Really, it just takes some people, maybe they say that 10,000 hours concept. Some people will take 5,000 hours to do it, to perfect it. Some people will take eight. Some people might just take 2,000, depending on what your innate abilities are. But neuroplasticity is what it is, right? You can do anything that you want to do. So when you're going on stage, first of all, visualize and say, I am Chak De Phate. It's going to be the best thing that I can ever do, and people are really going to enjoy it. And then you start working backwards. If I'm going, it's all right to be fearful because it helps you to fearful in the sense of some bit of nervousness, as I said, because it'll help you to perform better. But don't say, ki, jaake to sab kuch, it's going to be the worst day of my life. No. So also believing in yourself takes time, takes practice, but go ahead and do it. This why would it not be great? You're only getting better. So maybe when you talk to your students, I'm sure you do this bit also because I see you believe in a lot of other things and you're using some mindset tools while I'm talking to you. I can feel that when you're talking about vibration frequency. So yeah, it's all a game of the mind as well, with obviously inspired actions that we take. So yeah, I believe that beyond Rajnikant. I like that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so yeah, that's all. And the last question is not a question, but it's your last message to my audience, my speakers who feel that I'm nervous, I'm shy, I'm hesitant, I'm not able to speak. So what would be your last message to them?
So okay, so this is for life, huh? What I feel this something that I like to share with all of you, and which I feel is very important. When an opportunity comes, any kind of opportunity, grab it. Don't think, वरना गाड़ी निकल जाती है. So another saying, by Sherry Sandberg, she says, if you get a seat on the rocket, don't ask what seat, just get on it. Do the thinking later, commit and just get on it and see how that is. If it's solving your purpose, if it's taking you in the direction where it's supposed to take you, if it aligns with your purpose, grab an opportunity. See how you'll do something about it later. You will find ways. So that's what, because so many times we lose opportunities, we regret, and then we keep kicking ourselves saying, oh my god, aisa hota to waisa hota, waisa hota to aisa hota. आधे टाइम इसी में टाइम बर्बाद हो जाता है. So yeah, just be it a public speaking opportunity, be it some kind of collaboration, some kind of learning opportunity, please go grab it. That's important. बाद में सोचो कैसे करना है, कर पाओगे, then you'll find ways to do it. Where there's a will, there's a way. Yeah. So yeah, that's
Wow.
what I'd say.
That was wonderful. So take a leap of faith. Just go and do it and take every opportunity that comes to you. Obviously, that opportunity should be aligned with, your purpose, what you want to do. And I think every opportunity is an opportunity. And one important thing which I have, experienced in life is that they will not come to you every day. Okay? They just come and go. If you lose it,
Yeah.
you lose it. Right?
Yes,
And it's just a wastage of time. Your time gets wasted because you think a lot. Because of overthinking, words are getting wasted. So yes, grab every.
I
Yeah. All right. So thank you so much, Mansi. And I'm very sure that your presence is going to impact a lot of people here today. And thank you so much for being there.
thank you. It has been a pleasure talking to you, Priyankini. It's been an amazing 30 minutes. And this is awesome that what you're doing, because the sharing of experience is so important. And as we were talking, there's so many things that you said, and, that you were going through, which I'd shared, and other speakers that come on, your podcast. So sometimes even that is helps so much because, when you realize I'm not alone, so many people feel the same way. It kinds of gives you that strength, and it's that sense of community that you're creating, and the same kind of thing. So God bless you for that. Absolutely amazing work that you're doing over here.
Thank you so much, Mansi.